turning the mic on and off. Yeah, I've been up for like the last 5-10 minutes. Yeah. Let me talk to him. I'll set him straight. You're up live. Here he comes.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Mississippi Coast Coliseum, we welcome everyone to the official weigh-in ceremonies for Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 7 and the official debut of the Knuckle Up Fight Series. Hello, and what's going on, Biloxi? As we said before, ladies and gentlemen, this is the official debut of the Knuckle Up Fight Series, which we are broadcasting live and for free on Fight TV and the official YouTube channel of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. At this time, I would like to recognize a few individuals joining me on stage. Firstly, you've seen this man in the cage, and now he is helping us out behind the scenes. Give it up for one of the UFC greats, Mr. Anthony Rumble Johnson. And we would also like to recognize the chairman of the Mississippi Athletic Commission, Mr. John Lewis. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we will always be recognizing this individual. He is the president of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, Mr. David Feldman. All right, let's get this party started, ladies and gentlemen. Our first fight tomorrow night, which gets kicked off at 8 p.m. Central Time, live on Fight TV and YouTube. It's going to be scheduled in the heavyweight division. First to the stage, he is an MMA veteran of 18 professional fights from West Monroe, Louisiana. Here is Quentin the Hero Henry. £211.2 for Quentin Henry, 211.2. And next to the scale, ladies and gentlemen, his MMA record stands at 2 victories opposite 2 defeats from Macomb, Mississippi. Here is Bubba Malbrew. £216 for Bubba Malbrew. And that is fight number 1, ladies and gentlemen, in the debut of the Knuckle Up Fight Series in the heavyweight division. Quentin Henry taking on Bubba Malbrew. And to find out more about Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, just log online to the official website, bareknuckle.tv. And remember, it's free worldwide on the official Bare Knuckle YouTube channel. Next up is going to be in the middleweight division. First to the scale, he is an MMA veteran of 20 professional fights. From Waianae, Hawaii, here is Jonathan, the Island Wolf Vistante. 167.9 pounds for Jonathan Vistante, 167.9. And his opponent making his way to the scale, steps into the squared circle as a bare knuckle fighter for the second time. Fighting out of Lake Mississippi, here is Caleb Harris. 163.1 pounds for Caleb Harris. 163.1 pounds. Fight number 2, bare knuckle aggression in the middleweight division. Jonathan Vistante and Caleb Harris. And at this time, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to recognize our next fight of the night, which will be taking place in the heavyweight division between Dale Soapy and Juan Torres. But these two heavyweight warriors will be stepping onto the scale at a later time today. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is the super middleweight division. First to the scale, his MMA record stands at 2 victories opposite 2 defeats. Fighting out of Mobile, Alabama, here is Corey the Maniac Jones. £181 for the Maniac Corey Jones. 181 pounds. And his opponent making his way to the scale, undefeated as a bare knuckle fighter at 2-0. From Long Beach, Mississippi, here is the Clark Kent of bare knuckles, Harris Sandman Stevenson. £169 for the Sandman. And another exciting attraction in the super middleweight division, Corey the Maniac Jones and Harris Sandman Stevenson. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we are keeping it live in the super middleweight division. First to the scale, he is an MMA veteran of 13 professional fights and a pro boxing record of 39 professional fights. From Ocean Springs, Mississippi, here is Josh the Cajun Crippler Boudreaux.
I'm sure I got some.
147 pounds for Josh Boudreaux. And next up, ladies and gentlemen, his MMA record stands undefeated at 3-0. From Biloxi, Mississippi, here is Adam the Slugger Pellerano. £150.6 for the Slugger. And this is fight number 5, live on YouTube and Fight TV in the super middleweight division, Josh Boudreaux and Adam Pellerano. And if you thought that that was it in the super middleweight division, you better think again. Our next fight takes place in the super middleweight division. First to the scale. This man is an MMA veteran of 24 professional fights and holds an undefeated bare-knuckle record at 2-0. Here is the UFC veteran from Albuquerque, New Mexico, Iron Ike Valley Flag. £167.5 for Iron Ike Valley Flag. 167.5. Next to the scale, ladies and gentlemen, he is an MMA veteran of 58 professional fights and holds an impressive bare-knuckle fighting record at 7-2. Here is the longtime Bellator and UFC veteran from New Orleans, Louisiana, Melvin the Young Assassin Gillard. £174.7 for Melvin Gillard. 174.7 pounds. And we have advertised some exciting fights, and this is definitely one of them, ladies and gentlemen, in the super middleweight division. Iron Ike Valley Flag and Melvin the Young Assassin Gillard. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship is all about history in the making, and this next fight is no exception. And this will be the first quarterfinal fight in the Bare Knuckle Women's Featherweight Tournament, and it will also decide the Police Gazette American Women's Bare Knuckle Featherweight Championship. Introducing first to the stage, she holds an MMA record, 2 victories opposite a single defeat. She is the Invicta veteran from Fairfield, Iowa, by way of the Dominican Republic. Here is Helen Ianza Peralta. £124.9 for Helen Peralta. 124.9 pounds. And next up, ladies and gentlemen, she is undefeated as a bare-knuckle fighter at 2-0. She is the defending Police Gazette American Women's Bare-Knuckle Featherweight Champion from Las Vegas, Nevada. Here is Christine the Misfit Faria. £125.3 for the champion, Christine Faria. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is a quarterfinal fight in the Bare Knuckle Women's Featherweight Tournament, and it is for the Police Gazette American Women's Bare Knuckle Featherweight Championship. Helen Peralta and the champion, Christine Faria. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, the Knuckle Up Fight Series Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 7 live and free worldwide on Fight TV and the official Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship YouTube page. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, our co-main event. It will be for the Bare Knuckle World Heavyweight Championship and the Police Gazette American Bare Knuckle Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first to the scale, he is an MMA veteran of 20 professional fights, and he is having his second fight inside the squared circle with bare knuckle. Here is the challenger and the UFC veteran from D. Iberville, Mississippi, Chase the Vanilla Gorilla Sherman. £258.8 for Chase Sherman. 258.8 pounds. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, he is undefeated as a bare knuckle fighter at 3-0. He is the defending bare knuckle world heavyweight champion and the Police Gazette American bare knuckle heavyweight champion from the Windy City, Chicago, Illinois, AJ Bomaye Adams. £258.3 for the champion. And there is your face-off in the co-main event for the Bare Knuckle World Heavyweight Championship and the Police Gazette American Bare Knuckle Heavyweight title, Chase Sherman and AJ Adams. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here it is, your main event tomorrow night for Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 7 in the Super Welterweight division. First to the scale, he is an MMA veteran of 19 professional fights and is undefeated as a bare knuckle fighter at 1-0. Here is the UFC veteran from Davie, Florida, Jim the Beast Alers. £154.8 for Jim the Beast Alers. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, he is an MMA veteran of 32 professional fights and is also undefeated as a bare knuckle fighter at 1-0. He is the current WBF Latin American bare knuckle middleweight champion, and he is the UFC and WEC veteran from Plainview, Texas. Here is Leonard Bad Boy Garcia. £154.9 for Leonard Garcia. This is your main event, ladies and gentlemen. The Beast taking on the Bad Boy, Jim Alers and Leonard Garcia. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that will conclude the official weigh-in ceremonies for the Knuckle Up Fight Series representing Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 7. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, we go live worldwide at 8 p.m. Central Time on Fight TV and YouTube. To find out more information, check out our official website, bareknuckle.tv. And those of you who are watching right now, don't you go anywhere, because on this stage momentarily, we are going to be having a roundtable Q&A session with half of our dynamic commentary team. Mr. Sean Wheelock will be asking the tough questions for our top competitors tomorrow in the squared circle here at the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. So stay tuned for that Q&A session, roundtable style. This is Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship.